Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we are looking at the 2002 release by Hasbro from their Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones series of 3 3/4 inch action figures, or 4-inch action figures. And this particular figure we are looking at today is of the young Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. And this is the card that it comes in. And on top of the card, it's got warning, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years, and its ages 4 and above. And it's got Star Wars, and then you can see an image of Obi-Wan Kenobi at the bottom with his headgear on. And it says, with Slashing Lightsaber Attack. And it's got Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jedi Starfighter pilot. So that headgear that he wears is when he's piloting his Jedi Starfighter. And the bottom right-hand corner, you have the Hasbro logo. Okay, that's the back of the card. If I just spin the card round, we can see on the back of the card, we've got some great information here. I hope I haven't dropped that camera down too low, but there we go. So it says, Attack of the Clones, Star Wars. 10 years after the fight to save Naboo from invasion, the galaxy is on the brink of civil war. Under the leadership of renegade Jedi, thousands of solar systems threaten to succeed from the galactic from the Galactic Republic. A courageous Jedi Knight, his impulsive and headstrong apprentice, and a queen-turned-senator are drawn into the heart of the conflict and the beginning of war. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is figure number 2 out of 35. And it says, Obi-Wan Kenobi is sent to Kamino by the Jedi Council to discover who is behind an assassination attempt. Piloting the Jedi Starfighter, Obi-Wan discovers an industrial facility in which a stunning civilization is underway, one that may decide the fate of the encroaching civil war. And it says, Obi-Wan Kenobi fits in Jedi Starfighter. Radar dish attaches to wing. Starfighter sold separately. It says, hold left hand over lightsaber weapon. Weapon is force activated to hand. And Obi-Wan's arm swings in a slashing motion when you press the button on his back. It says, other figures in the same series, collect them all. So you've got Chewbacca from Cloud City Capture, Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Starfighter pilot, which is what this one is, and Han Solo Endor gear. It says collect them all, and at the bottom it's got product and colours may vary, and you've got the copyright and the licensing information at the bottom. Official Star Wars websites, so you've got www.starwars.com, www.starwarskids.com, and for the latest Star Wars toys you've got www.starwarshasbro.com. And it also gives you information on joining the Star Wars fan club. And you've got the bottom, on the bottom right corner, you've got the Hasbro logo. Okay, let's turn the card back round and have a look at the figure itself. Okay, so I've zoomed right in on the figure itself, and there you can see Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's still got he's actually wearing his pilot headgear, as you can see. And yeah, he's got his beard. It's not a terrifically good likeness to Ewan McGregor, who plays Obi-Wan, and there is Ewan McGregor. Let's see if I can bring the two of them into focus. So there's Ewan McGregor's face, and there is the face of the figure. I mean, it looks like him because I think of the beard, but otherwise, I don't think the facial features are that good, reflect Ewan McGregor's face at all, really. So I don't think that's very well done. The rest of it is pretty well detailed, though. So you've got obviously he's in his Jedi robes, so you couldn't really get that wrong. And his Jedi clothes, his white trousers, and his robe underneath with his belt on. And of course, he is there holding his lightsaber. Now, these lightsabers are magnetically attached to the hand. So you hold the hand above it, and it will automatically go to the hand because of the magnet. So that's also what they call in the force action. And each of these figures have a button on their back. I don't know if you can see the button on the back of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's just, yeah, it's very difficult to see through the back of the card. Oh, there it is. So you can just about see it there. The button, and you press that button and you get the lightsaber attack. So he slashes his arm forward and down with a lightsaber. So that's the slash attack. So you've got his dish that mounts onto the Jedi Starfighter if you bought that, or you've got the stand there which the dish also sits onto, and of course you've got his communicator. I don't know if you can just see that at the very top there. So there we go. Articulation wise, well, these figures were not the greatest of articulation, and unfortunately because he's still sealed I can't take him out and have a look at him, but I do have my trusted Stormtrooper figure here, who is the same size as these figures, which is about 9.5 centimeters, which is 3 3/4 inches. Crosswise we are looking at approximately 3.5 centimeters. They're all the same really size wise. If you can see that as I stand him right next to Obi-Wan. Yeah, they're all they're about the same size. Articulation wise, well, the ones in the Attack of the Clones were better than the earlier versions, but the articulation is not overly fantastic. So you've got the tops of the arms which move, so the shoulders move, the head rotates, the waist rotates, and the legs move up and down, but that is the extent of the articulation. But other than that, these figures are quite well detailed. You do get a lot of accessories with these ones, which is good. And was it say on there? Obi-Wan Kenobi Collection 2, and it's one of 35 figures. Oh, here we go. So it includes lightsaber, binoculars. Oh, they're binoculars. They are. I thought that was is communicator with binoculars at the top there, and a radar dish with communication base, and obviously the Jedi Robes. So the Jedi Robes are removable as well, so it does tell you on the side what those accessories are. So now, how well did these figures do? Well, Attack of the Clones was the middle movie. Now, obviously, there was huge, great interest when the Phantom Menace first came out. There was a massive amount of figures produced and a massive amount of sales produced for those figures. And they also came with little gimmicks. So they came with these little voice-activated chips, which came with every figure, and then you could have a reader, and if you put them on the reader you could hear them talk. So there was a lot of interest in the Phantom Menace figures. Now the second movie, obviously that interest wanes a bit because it's the middle film, so the stopgap if you like before the final installment. So the figures in this particular series didn't do anywhere near as well as the first batch from the Phantom Menace. So Attack of the Clones figures was the poorest of the sales of all of the 3 batches. So Phantom Menace was very, very good. Revenge of the Sith was brilliant figure wise. They sold so many of them again because it was the final film. But as I say, the one in the middle really didn't do as well as the others, and consequently the figures were on the shop shelves for a long time. They did ended up discounting them so much, so you might as well just give them away. But yeah, I'm saying eventually they were just taken off the shelves, and God knows what happened to them. They probably ended up in, I don't know, well, wherever they ended up, but they really didn't sell very well, and there was so much wasted. The shops probably discounted them to practically nothing, and they sold that way. But generally, the actual volume of sales for these particular figures was very low in comparison. However, now we're talking 23 years on, or 22 years on, I should say. These figures are now probably the most collectible. Everybody's looking for these Attack of the Clones figures because there wasn't that many around at the time, or that many wasn't sold at the time. And there's lots of gaps in people's figures collection because of the poor sales on these figures at the time of release. So 22 years on, they're highly collectible and very sought after now. These figures, well, they do pop up on the platforms. I won't say they won't, but they do come up from time to time. Not as often as the others, the Phantom Menace and the Revenge of the Sith. They come up a lot more often because there was a lot more produced. These ones, they do come up. The trouble with these figures, when they came out with the manufacturers, you had to buy them as a case. As a retailer, you bought them in case quantities, and you'd always find you got 5 of one figure in the case, maybe 3 of another, maybe 2 of another, 1 of another. So the ones that you only have 1 or 2 of in a case were the ones that are now the most collectible ones. The ones where you have 5 or 4 in a case, well, they were mass produced. So, I say mass produced. There was a lot more of them available than the rarer ones, which are the ones with only 1 or 2 per case. So those are the ones that are really pretty much everyone's looking for. Popular ones, not as much, and the popular ones are the ones that usually tend to appear on the platforms. The ones that are was only 1 or 2 in a case, those are the ones that hardly ever come up on the platforms. So not as easy to find as they used to be, but they do still appear, but quite rare, and they are getting harder and harder to find. But as usual, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few, and they're currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that, as over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that you're not going to want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.